Hey guys, not Pawn back and I'm finally back. Today I'm actually coming to you with a theory that I have. A theory that some of my theories that I've had about shows. This is this is not a video I wasn't planning to make, but I thought about it. It might be just fun to put on YouTube. It might just be fun to put on YouTube. To be put on YouTube. So my theory is that what if King from Owl House is in fact Bill Cipher? So guys, here's what they both respectively look like. Here what they both look like. Now you might be thinking there's no way that King from Owl House could possibly be Bill. But 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 it was I thought about it more. Their voices. King, their voice both voiced by Al Hirsch. Yeah, both Bill Cipher and King are voiced by Al Hirsch. And if you remember Bill's backwards line during the events of the series, the time I voted the ancient power a different form at a different time. So that totally so King could totally be Bill Cipher in a different form at a different time. There's one there's a strong piece of evidence that supports this theory that King could be what Bill Cipher. If you remember the ending of William Again Part 3 tape as the follows, where Bill says this backward message, he says out loud, SOTM, my time had come to burn, with the ancient power that I may return. Guys, this is what I was talking about. Look, guys, I would like to, guys, by the way, the video, I'm getting some of this information from about the whole King being Bill Cipher theory, right? It's from film theories themselves. So, besides them having identical vocal range, is there anything used besides the fact that Bill Cipher could be as could be in fact King? Well, let's just think about it, shall we? Well, Bill Cipher is a brain demon. Is a brain demon. Is a brain demon. Okay, in case you're unaware what a brain Bill Cipher. Yeah. In case you're unaware, Bill Cipher is a brain demon. Bill Cipher is in fact a brain demon. And the fact that he's well, we've seen over the course of the show, Bill Cipher being yes, Bill Cipher. Yes, yes, Bill. Oh, I could have just been using this. But, however, this is a page. This is just a clip from his very first episode in Gravity. Hold on. Guys, Bill Cipher, for sure, he can totally get that voice, but the real motive is that Bill Cipher might be alive somewhere, and with how Gravity Falls with Bill Cipher, that's you being shown, that guys, the only red flags are possibly the fact that we see Bill Cipher stack you in yeah, that's the only down bad side to this theory I have. I have that Bill Cipher, and also it was also mentioned on Foot of a Ferret. Right, right. It was also mentioned by name. King and Bill are both demons. That are confirmed to be real demons on the show. What if the demons? What if Bill Cipher and King are not just demons from the same? From Bill Cipher and King are not just. Well, I have another what if, but it might blow your mind when I tell you this idea I just had into my head. What if Bill Cipher, after the Astrological Grand Witch and all that, turned him into King? King, King. He left no. Maybe all of these events that we see in Owl House are mainly lookalikes of, and maybe that's why Bill is so nice and now King. King. Because he's trying to find a way back to Gravity Falls, Oregon to retrieve his body. Okay. Okay. Before you're saying it's outrageous, just think about it. King claimed to be the king of demons. And here's... Is Bill Cipher a demon? Guys, yes. Bill Cipher is in fact a demon. Bill Cipher is in fact a demon. He's a dream demon. And being how King claimed to be the king. Being how King claimed to be the king of demons. Man, that... Even though on the Owl House, it's been explained near the end of that show that King isn't a king of any demons, man, that it was all just made up. But I'm keeping that part of the show not intact, but still, there's one big question. Why would Bill be nice? I can see it going in 100 different directions if there's another show. There's only one question left. I think Bill and King King possibly one being Bill, I give it 100%. I give my own theory 10, 5 out of 5 Thomases. But there's still one question I still need to answer, or else that might drive me crazy. Why would Bill be nice? It's been shown over Owl that King is really nice. Yeah, he's been really nice, and Bill Cipher is anything but nice. That's the only... I think that the probability of it, of King being in fact Bill Cipher, gets a 100% in my book. But one question, guys, that's the reason, guys, that you see, guys, why don't I just figure out? I can't logically mind why Bill, my King, that used to maybe Bill Cipher, maybe he isn't that strong now as King, and maybe guys, okay, but that's like, I'm trying to have a better idea for why King is different, why Bill and King are different. Right. Even though I claim, well, guys, most of my questions, since I figured out and answered them. Um, 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 some, some. I answered most of my questions about why a Bill could be king. King. And, and yeah, this is my realist. This is a video I will upload. Look, I've been working very hard. Guys, I just got, I don't know, lazy, I think. And, but back on topic. But the only, let's just say, okay, Bill doesn't, let's just say King doesn't know that he will want the demon known as Bill cipher for, 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 for. Well, guys, that creates one problem. Well, 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 let's just say King, by the time of the show Rick and Morty. Well, guys, there might be Rick and Morty to declare my theory because Rick and Morty creator Justin Roiland said that the events of Gravity Falls, thus the Owl House, Amphibia, and all take place in this universe or multiverse of Rick and Morty. Well, there's okay one thing. Okay, that is one last plot hole. I've been meaning to fill in some plot holes by King and Bill both have some. Okay, in case you're wondering what over the other plot, I imagine like 8, 5 or 6 plot holes with the Bill cipher being King theory. Right. And I safely solved the first 3 by Bill being a new format. Okay, the first one was how could it Bill took a plot hole I never even saw existed. What if King took his voice from Bill? Big twist. Bill, nah, how I work well with the rest of my theory. So yeah, I'm keeping that part out for convenience. Yeah, that Bill is in fact King. But the plot hole I can see is if Bill Cipher ever returns. If Bill Cipher ever returns, because we see this once again referring back to Gravity Falls, not really the Owl House that we see in the final episode, or literally Bill Cipher's statue, and that. We see Bill Cipher's statue. You. And that's the only part that doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. I mean, for my fear to work. But let's just say Bill left. Let's just say maybe Bill was reborn as King. After, here's how I think it will go if this didn't indeed happen. Bill was defeated at the end of Gravity Falls, was reborn as King and across the Owl House. Then, some point in the near future, the Owl House, King will die, and Bill Cipher will be born once again. Will be reborn by someone forcefully shaking the statue's hand or something, or something along those lines, where he's reawakened once again. But then, sometime in the near future, Floyd would have to probably go back to Gravity Falls to deal with Bill, and maybe even Luce Rita could be there complaining about King being missing, and then Ford can put all the together with some help from Rick. Yeah, it's too complicated. But that's just the gist of it. My theory has too much on coincidence. was too much on coincidence for this all to work until I'm going to re-rate my a Bill Cipher Really King Ferret. I'm only going to give it a rescore from instead of 7 out of 7 Thomases to be 8 out of 10 Thomases. To be, or 8 out of 10 Bill Ciphers. To my next video, which should be Policeman Malcolm. So then, I'm out. Goodbye, guys.